Wednesday night streaming with at RixterGT.
That's
Is
me.
up. Still on Castlevania 3, as
The
we
rest of our
will
lives.
be forever. But we talk to.
Why did this go full
Sorry.
screen?
Twitch.tv/RixterGT, aka 2TV Gaming, aka the best bowler in the world that is not the um
Hmm.
words. I don't know, man. I'm tired. We had this discussion.
Yeah. We are both tired tonight, so
So we should definitely play a
we'll
game that
probably do really good.
okay. I gotta tag you differently on Blue Sky because you're Rickster GT at Blue Sky Social.
Yeah.
Yeah, whatever. All right. And actually, oh yeah, you can see because I'm not on the right one. So everybody was just watching me tweet. Yeehaw. All right. Well,
That's people
welcome
are
to
here
2TV
for.
Gaming, the show where 2TV's game. I'm your first TV number one,
And I'm TV number
aka
2.
indeed.
Playing Castlevania 3,
Which we have
Dracula's Curse.
established is actually Castlevania 3D Dracula's Curse,
Yes.
because that explains why. So we're going to show you something here. This is a classic side scroll if you're watching the better stream with Sypha instead of Alucard, that tool. You heard me.
Wow.
I said
Hey,
Alucard's a tool. He just turns into
he,
a bat.
he's awesome. Alucard is awesome.
But you'll notice there are stairs here, and it's a side scroller. But whoa, I just walked by him. Well, how do I walk by him? It's because there are 3 dimensions.
That's crazy.
And we've established that the curse, Dracula's curse, is stairs.
Is being very bad at stairs.
Well, no, Dracula's curse us, the Belmonts, with being bad at stairs.
Right.
And it's worth noting that my secondary character, Sypha, is officially a Belmont in canon.
Yeah. Well, and like the story of this game is that like Dracula and his monsters and terror, whatever it is he's doing, is like spreading across all of Europe, which is why they finally called in the Belmonts.
And then the
Wait.
Belmont is like, man, I really hope that there's like a magic witch and a vampire and a thief. By the way, I hate to be mean to the guy neither of us went with, which is Grant Dynasty.
Right.
Grant Dynasty.
Great
Someone
Dynasty.
was a writer of some capacity, either North American or Japanese, on this game, wrote that down, and they used it.
They're like, yeah, that's an awesome name. It is pretty
Yeah,
awesome. It's a pretty good name.
it is a name. Um, but like compared, it's like Scythe is like, I am a vampire hunting witch, and Alucard's like, I am the spawn of Dracula and Lisa. That is canon, by the way. Alucard's mother is named Lisa.
Oh yeah.
Um, yep. And Grant's like, I'm a pirate with a knife. And
He's
part of
he's
this,
he's pretty agile. Like he's a good climber.
yeah, he
Can
can climb, but I'm just like, I'm
on the
like,
ceiling.
one's like, I'm an overpowered vampire hunter that was literally kicked out of Europe because I am too awesome. That's the story we're told, although we established 20 shows back or whenever we started this hell that was like probably a lie the Belmonts just like tell themselves. I've been rewatching Malcolm in the Middle clips, not like the show proper. So here's something nerdy. I was thinking, man, I should really rewatch Malcolm in the Middle. That was a good show, right?
Yeah.
And then this YouTuber made a video where they ranked every Malcolm in the Middle video, like episode.
Wow.
And I was like, I'll just watch this instead. It's like 4 hours over, at 2x speed. That's 2 hours and over a couple days. So I'm just like, I'm like, sweet, I don't need to rewatch the show at all. I'll just watch this British guy kind of recap every episode and show a couple clips from him. I'm set. And it was really good.
Yeah.
World's an awesome place.
So you watched this 4-hour video at 2x speed?
Don't you watch all videos at 2x speed?
No, I don't watch any videos at 2x speed. Why would I do this?
What do you do with what do you do with all the time you lose in your day?
Well, I watch 2 videos at the same time.
Oh, there you go. That makes
Yeah.
sense. That would make that explains the 2 TV game. Yep.
Yeah, right? That's all.
You
This
were
all
like
checks
you were
out.
like you were like I want a game, but I can't game on my own because there's only one TV. How do I solve this dilemma?
It's just
Get
inefficient.
Dre
Yeah.
to game two TV gaming, watch 2 games at the same time.
Yeah.
I get you now. So when you said I need you for this show, you didn't mean like I need you as a favor. You think I'd make this show better. You meant you literally needed me. That it all falls into place.
Exactly. Like, yeah, that was necessary. So I'm sorry I wasn't clear or upfront about that. I thought it was obvious.
But yeah, yeah. I watched that video at 2x speed. It was good. It was a good recap.
Very nice. I've never seen any Malcolm in the Middle.
Really?
Not even one episode.
Oh yeah, that's right. You don't watch good stuff.
I don't. It's
and even the
true.
bad. And then I'll be like, "Oh, you watch this bad thing?" And you're like, "Well, is it a good? Is it bad or good bad?" And I'm like, "Good bad." You're like, "Then no."
I only watch actually bad stuff.
Though we are going to watch Adventures in Babysitting at some point. I think I've got my plan for. We'll figure it out. I'm thinking it will probably be. I don't know. I make the rules. It'll be either October or November. Just let me know.
Nice.
Well, I'll let you, but then you let me know if it was.
So, oops. Yeah, so Jeff was on board with Adventures in Babysitting.
I have not gotten Jeff approval yet, but I will ask.
But
I would be confused. I would be utterly baffled if he was like, no. Especially since, like, in theory, since it is like a Patreon show I put on, although Patreon's down right now, so that's scary.
No, really?
Yeah, I know, right? But what I was gonna say is, yeah, I mean, of course, if he was like, nah, I'll be like, I'd really only argue if you're worried you'd be good or not. So if you're like, I can't do this, I can't talk to strangers about fun stuff, then I'll be like, all right, you don't have to.
Wait,
but what?
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 What are you talking about?
What are you talking about?
Come again?
I don't know what's going on anymore.
I don't know.
Oh, looks like we lost our audience. I don't see anybody in the chat tonight.
It's alright, I'm just warming up. Warming up. Feeling a little better about this particular level than the last one I was on. But this is still pretty tough.
Yeah, I do want to wait to see if Mitty shows up, because I wanted to ask about bowling. But yeah.
Yeah, she might. Thought she was gonna. We'll see.
So where is there that bowling, the type you did, string bowling?
There. I guess it's like this chain, and among other places, but the place we went to was Bolero.
So wait, Bolero is just like a popular bowling, like they're the biggest.
Yeah, I think they're huge. This is the only one I've ever been to, but
yeah, they sponsor. They're like the official PBA folk, and they've also been buying up a lot of bowling.
Oh, really?
Chains across everywhere, and there's some argument as to if they're decreasing the quality of stuff. Okay, so watch this on mine. I'm gonna defeat death.
No way.
But wait. You're like, oh my god, it's a giant head. I'm screwed.
What?
But
That's not what death looks like.
guess what? You're not. Grim Reaper's cake.
Wow.
Like the easiest level. So remember how it took me like an hour to beat the last level? Beat that one on like the second try.
Very nice. No. Ah. I lost my whip upgrade. But then I got 2 anyway.
What?
What a story.
Thank you. I'm glad I was here for that.
Me too. I'm glad somebody was here for that. So maybe it's too early in the stream to talk about it. Because for some reason that matters. But I did watch An American Tail yesterday.
But both or just
Just the first one. I haven't watched it.
So you watched the good one.
I watched the good
what'd you
one.
think? Have you seen the good one before?
So as I watched it, a lot of it seemed familiar, but it also so it's interesting. Like I think I did see it when I was really young.
So it seemed familiar. Strangely familiar.
Yes.
Almost unreal yet. It's too soon to feel yet. Close to your soul, but so far away.
What?
You gonna go back there someday?
What are you talking about?
What are you talking about? Singing a Muppet song.
Oh.
Anyway. Okay, so parts of it seem familiar, which makes sense.
So it seemed familiar, but it didn't have like that wave of nostalgia you get when you watch something like you really remember from your childhood.
What I would throw out to is like Don Bluth is a crazy man who makes some real like. Have you seen Miss Frisbee and I think it's just called The Rats of Nim. The book's called Miss Brisby and the Secret of Nim, I think. The book is called Miss Brisby and the book is called Miss Brisby and the Rats of Nim. The movie is called The Secrets of Nim. Part of why they did that, well, it's actually Miss Frisbee in the book, and part of what they did is they wanted to.
Right.
They didn't want to use the word frisbee.
Yeah.
Because it's like trademarked.
Yeah, I remember you mentioning that. Yeah, I have seen
Zortanks. Check out both Blue Sky and Twitter.
And you guys, I just saw you like 20 minutes ago, and I said,
so look
I was doing.
At this. If you're watching my stream or Rixter stream, boom, 1,
whoops,
2, and I also told my wife, so she knows 3. So like everybody knows.
So yeah, I could have asked Dre's wife. She would have known.
Yeah, she would have told you. Or my son. He probably would have told you something about like the claw machine. He had me print out a picture of a claw machine before bedtime.
That's pretty random.
Like the things that you like at arcades.
Yeah, I know.
He wants to spend some of his allowance on one.
Okay.
And then he was like, print out a picture of like. We've had this discussion about kids in the modern world, but it's just like it is very bizarre where I can't even tell him he's wrong when he's like, Dad, tell the magic box to give me the thing that I want at this moment. I'm like, yeah, it's actually really doable.
Yeah, like we can do
that. Be like, I want to see a picture of a blue barracuda. Can you ask the computer to make one for me? And I'm like, yeah.
We're even at the stage where they can say something that doesn't previously exist, and
it's not
we
great.
Can make it exist.
I tried to do some AI images. Like he was asking for combinations of fish in Finding Nemo that didn't occur naturally in the movie. So my final product was, I don't even know Photoshop yet. So just cut one picture, cut the other picture, and put them together.
Yeah.
But I like tried to ask one of like the chat AI programs to make it, and it was just nightmare fuel. I was like, draw me a clownfish and I think a sea cucumber in the style of Finding Nemo.
Yeah.
It's like clownfish. They have 8 eyes, right? And I was like,
Oh yeah, that sounds right.
no. They're like, monster fuel. Got it.
Yeah, they make some pretty strange things. I was messing around with Stable Diffusion for a while, and I was trying to make me a logo for Space Debrix, and I got some kind of cool stuff, but it's gonna take some more work. But I guess like the new version is out. I need to look into what it takes to run that.
Hopefully it plagiarizes better. That's what you want. You want it to steal real artists' work better.
Yeah, I wanted to do identical copy paste. That's what I'm looking for.
Oh, all right. Fair enough. Okay, so you watched American Tail. And by the way, my point to nostalgia was like, so I, before getting distracted by Zortanks, who showed you Adventures in Babysitting at the bar.
Yes.
We established last show. We'll get back to that shortly. But like, I could also argue that some Bluth stuff, just like, you might have seen and might not be nostalgic for, because there is, even in Five Goes West, there's like a lot of nightmare fuel and stuff in that movie.
There is, like, that is a crazy movie, like, for kids. Like, there's it's pretty scary imagery.
And that was like always like Bluth's argument, though. He's like, kids can deal.
He's not
and
wrong.
We couldn't.
Oh.
What?
I don't know, because I feel like we talked about that one other time, where like kids can deal with scary things in movies as long as they see the scary thing defeated, then they'll be like okay with it.
Zortanks also made a good reference to the Simpsons episode with the three-eyed fish.
Yeah, that was pretty good.
That was a good episode. All right, so anyway, you didn't have a wave of nostalgia, but first off, what did you think of the movie?
I thought it was, like, I liked it. Like, it's not gonna be like, wow, that's my favorite movie ever, you know, but I thought it was good. I thought it was interesting. Because it's not like a lot of other, like, kids movies, I guess, right? Where like, the main character is, but then, like, the world they're in, and just kind of how, like, bleak everything is
Well, I mean, he
different.
like immediate, like he gets like it's very Disney, where you get like, so those who haven't seen American Tail, like,
Yeah,
the
we're probably gonna
premise is
do,
like,
yeah, spoiler alert, we're probably gonna be talking about American Tail, but like,
do we have to worry about spoiling American Tail? Is that
no,
a
because
bridge too far for this podcast? With
no,
the
because I just said spoiler alert, so now
for the harsh
now
no
we can
spoilers stance.
now we
Landon,
can no random
sound off in the
spoilers, all
chat
right?
if you
There's
don't want
no
American Tail spoiled.
we can't just randomly throw out spoilers for unexpected things. We
You
can
are allowed to randomly reference things that are over 10 years old, and if someone
10 years.
says,
That's nothing.
what? 10 years is an eternity.
No, it isn't.
Yes,
I've lived through so many 10 years.
You've lived through 4 10 years.
That's so many.
If it doesn't take 2 hands, it doesn't count as so many. It sounds kind of dirty. Anyway.
Yeah. Huh.
Didn't mean to take it there, but you know me. But an American Tail, basically, it's like an immigration story and stuff. But it's very Disney-ish, and then he gets like separated from his family and is like, oh, I'm never gonna find my family. And this like very jaunty French pigeon played by Christopher Plummer, which is awesome. Just randomly shows up and is like, oh, because you're allowed to just make fun of French people. It's the truth. And is like, never say never. It's good. You'll go find your family. And I'm literally just doing the accent the pigeon does. So it does that.
Yeah, go on.
Yeah, you can, but then, like, instantaneously after that, he gets like captured by a cat rat, which is its whole thing, who just like traffics him.
Yeah.
So like from a Disney movie, you're like, oh man, poor mouse, he's so sad. I hope he finds his family. And this pigeon's like, of course you'll find your family. It's all happy. And you're like, this is the Disney I know. And then like the real world's like, or you just immediately get kidnapped. You're like, oh, Huh. You know what it
Yeah.
reminded me of? I'll let you chime in a second. It reminded me a lot of The Wizard, which I liked.
Oh, really?
Well, because The Wizard has like the same thing where you have these like kids on like a road trip adventure, and
Mm-hmm.
you're like, oh, they're off on a fun adventure together. Oh, and by the way, I've already hit my goal for tonight because I beat one level,
Very nice.
so I'm good. But I'll see how far I can get on this one. But yeah, so in The Wizard, yeah, it's like Fred Savage and his younger brother are gonna team up with Jenny Lewis, and they're gonna go across the country and win video games, and they're like
Oh,
immediately
yeah.
get mugged and lose all their money. You're like, yeah, that's how it would go. That's how it would go if a group of three pernicious teens with a bunch of money, well, like I think two preteens and a kid. It's like, yeah, that's how that would go.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, that's kind of true. The world is dangerous.
Hmm. Okay, so yeah,
But, but yeah, like it is a pretty. I don't even know if I want to call it a dark movie because it's got this weird thing. Like I said, the characters, like you said, are super Disney-like. Like he's very childish and like goofy and like cutesy and all this other stuff. But then the the backdrop, the whole world is super dreary. Like the colors they use throughout the entire movie until maybe the very ending scene are just depressing, right? Like there's not it's not a very colorful and like happy movie at all. Like it's all lots of
you
like
actually did
blues
some,
and
and actually
grays.
that is like a funny juxtapose, right? Of having like Disney characters in the real world. That's almost like kind of a level of parody or whatever.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly.
You know, another good movie that does that you should see that you probably haven't because you hate good movies.
Whoops, I messed that up. Forgot what I was doing. What?
It's called Enchanted with Isla Fisher, Amy Adams. Take your pick. I don't remember which at this moment. They are the
Enchanted.
same person, though.
What?
Was
I
it your
don't
birthday, Zortanks?
know. History, I did do that.
I'm very confused. This is a very Disney world that Zortanks lives in.
Right?
I'm
Where
just
people just bring him
give
burgers
you
and
shot.
cookies and
I give the gift of spiritual enrichment. Sorry, Zortanks. I love that you bring good audience engagement, and I already fall off on tangents, so I'm going to do even more. So, my kiddo has a book called Frederick, and it's about a mouse. And these mice are all like getting ready for winter, and this is very much, you know, that story of the ants and the grasshopper. That it? Like the ants
yeah.
are hardworking for the winter, and the grasshopper's like, I'm just going to play all day, and the grasshopper freezes to death.
Yeah. I think that's right.
Yeah, so this book is a lot like that with the exact opposite message, and it was clearly written by an artist
Okay.
because all these mice are getting ready for winter and they're like getting grain and stuff. There's this mouse called Frederick who doesn't do anything, and they're like, Frederick, what are you doing? And he's like, I'm collecting sunshine for the winter. I'm collecting stories. And so like gets to winter, the mice eat through all their food, and they're like, Frederick, what about the stuff you collected? And he's like a storyteller, and they're like, ah, your stories are so good. They help enrich our souls during the bleak winter. And I'm like, yeah, a writer wrote this to his family who's like, what do you do?
Yeah.
So I'm the same way. So Zortex is like, where's my cookies or burger and beers? Again, so is this out of the goodness of your heart, or was it a birthday thing? What's going on here?
What? No, I'm just that kind of guy. I'm just to hear friends
I'm very
have.
skeptical. Zortanks, I'd be afraid that you're getting pulled into a cult or something.
Well, what if it's a good cult though? Like
I mean, there are
like
good
like
cults, you know,
like
like
with
the
what's cool?
X-Men. The X-Men, you get to like get a
Are the
jet.
X-Men a cult?
Okay, so you have one dude who has a bunch of child soldiers that all go to a school, quote unquote.
What do you mean, quote unquote? That's a school,
What do they
right?
learn at
Right?
that school? They're like
How
four teachers,
to beat
and they
people up
spend half
mostly.
their time beat. They literally have a room called the danger
Look, have you
room, which
never
is a
been to
big
middle
room.
school?
So wait, so Zortanks, it's not even your half birthday. Let's see, what other holidays could it be?
Robonica.
Also, okay, well, actually, I forgot that y'all are in New York because I was gonna say like $10 worth of chocolate chip cookies. That's so much. Like
It's like a
out here in
cookie.
Wisconsin, like that would kill you. Like I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure at the right bakery out here for $10, I could buy like 10 pounds of cookies.
That's a lot of
I,
cookies.
now I kind of want to do that.
Ah, what am I doing?
Dying.
Tricks, that's what I'm doing. Vampire tricks.
2 packages for $10. Ugh. Yeah, my family and I we went to Seattle recently, and that was a real sticker shock from where we live.
Oh,
Where
I'm
I was
sure.
like, we
It's
spent like $80 on just a normal breakfast for like three of us. I
yeah, I
was like,
believe it.
so I'm like, so am I getting us steak? Am I getting us like the steak dinner with like 3 drinks? I was like, no, you're getting a bagel and an egg. And you'll like it.
Yeah. I imagine the food prices there are similar to here. Like that was actually one thing. Man, I keep throwing this axe. Like when I moved here from Denver, like everyone was like, "Oh yeah, it's so expensive, and food is so expensive, and food isn't really that much more expensive here than Denver, I think." Like,
Denver was getting up there towards the end.
yeah,
But I mean, if you're like a
towards the
single
end of
guy that doesn't
Denver.
want to cook
Yeah.
for yourself or whatever.
Yeah, like,
What are
and
grocery prices like? Like if you just want to,
chat, what are grocery prices like? I honestly don't know.
what is
Like,
this, Family Feud?
show
We
me
polled
potato
our
salad.
audience. What?
Um,
What?
that's actually a Family Feud joke from Family Guy, but um, I don't know. Like, I do tend to cook for myself, but I don't pay that much attention to the food prices just because it is what it is.
Given the fact that unless stuff has majorly changed, you're relatively in shape and you're your size, even at expensive food prices, you're probably not that expensive,
Yeah, not relatively.
which is a benefit.
But also since I don't really pay attention, I spend a lot more on food than I probably need to. Like too much for just like a guy who doesn't even
Okay,
like to cook.
so wait, you're all in Canada?
We're not in Canada. I don't know what they're
Zortanks
telling
just
you.
said 33 milliliters is 250, and
What's
I
a
can only
milliliter?
milliliters. Who talks in milliliters?
Can of milk. Sword tanks. What are you buying? Where
You can buy like evaporated milk, like if you're gonna make like Thai food, like coconut milk.
yeah.
But who buys a soda can of milk?
And a stein of meat. Oh my god, how do I keep messing this up at the end? I like forget what I'm doing. All right. Concentrate. This time I got it. This time I got it. The pattern is easy. The pattern is slow, and I forget I'm even playing a game.
You know, I beat Mike Tyson on this stream once.
Why did they?
Slachi. Oh, come on, watch this nonsense.
Why did they think this needed to be as long as it is? Like you can't speed it up, and if you die once, you don't have enough hearts to fly up.
So 33 milliliters is 12 fluid ounces.
Okay,
The more you know.
if you say so.
I do say so.
I don't know what
Well,
what is chicken breast?
Zortank
It's
says
like
330 milliliters is a standard soda can,
okay.
and 12 fluid ounces is a standard soda can.
Mm-hmm.
It was like one of those like
Go on.
quarter cubic foot of beer. What? Listen, whatever your cult is, it's fine, but I want no part of it. I don't know what's going on here.
A quarter cubic foot.
Oh, beef.
That would have been really funny if he did say beer. Wait, why did the
Yeah,
pattern change? They can't do this. They can't get towards the
well, is
end
it
and then
just
change the pattern.
is it just random or
I don't know. They all I know is that they cannot do this.
fun note? I live near Michigan. I don't know if you know this about Michigan. It's one of the stupidest states ever because there are like two parts of it. It's a two-parter state.
It's a two-part state.
It's a two-part state. There's like, I'm not making this up, I promise you. But it sounds made up. And if, frankly, if I knew me and I were listening to me, I'd believe this was made up. But apparently, in Michigan, if you're from the upper part, you're called an ooper, because you're from the Upper Peninsula.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're from the bottom part of Michigan, you're called a troll.
What if you used to be from the bottom, but now you're at the top?
Then if I knew the rapper, I would just say that's what you're called, but I forgot the name. So you're that rapper that's wrong.
Oh,
The rapper was like started at the bottom, now we hear.
Yeah,
He's lying. Like he didn't start at the bottom. Like most successful people, they had like a big leg up.
yeah.
And like, oh, my life was so hard. Like one of my favorite lines is in the movie Dodgeball with Vince Vaughn and Ben Stiller.
Mm-hmm.
And he's like, I built this gym on my own with hard work, determination, and yes, a $4 million loan from my parents. It's just
So
like,
true.
yeah, it's like a lot of rich people. They're like, I'm a self-made rich person. That was my favorite was when Mitt Romney was on the campaign trail and was like, we understand hardships. We were in college and we had to cash in some of our bonds to pay for tuition.
Right.
It's like, yeah, who among us doesn't know the feeling of having to go into
Can't-
our family's trust instead of saving it for later?
Hard times indeed, yeah. Can't imagine.
So you've never seen Malcolm in the Middle, though.
Never seen Malcolm in the Middle.
Well, that's interesting. Aren't you a Breaking Bad fan?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a prequel.
It is funny because like I'd never seen Malcolm in the Middle, but I did know that he was like the dad on there, and I had like I
Yeah,
do like
it's
of
Walter
course
White.
know
He
of
has
yeah.
another family that he starts with in Malcolm in the Middle.
It's not him.
It's the same guy.
Do you watch oh man, the stupid changing changing the pattern.
Do I watch the stupid changing the pattern? Yeah,
Do
sometimes.
you
Yeah.
watch the stupid
It got
changing the
too
pattern?
unpredictable.
Do you? Um,
Do
do you
you see
watch
the pattern changing? It
Archer?
is the pattern of angry men. It is
Ar-
the pattern that we have never, ever, ever seen again.
what?
That's Les Mis, but related to your pattern thing.
I'll accept it. Um, do you watch Archer?
Nope. It's got the voice of that dude that's in everything, though.
Do you watch Bob's Burgers?
Isn't he in Bob's Burgers? Yeah.
Yeah. And they do make a funny joke about that.
Aren't they the same universe, right? Isn't Bob Archer?
Well, in for like a short bit, like they pretend that he is, and then turns out he's actually like this. Oh
Wait,
my
what?
God, this you just have to see. You just have to watch probably only like 4 seasons of Archer and 8 seasons of Bob's Burgers, and you'll get caught up.
Or you know what I can do, and I think we discussed this before.
Don't
People in the
watch it at
chat were here.
2x. Don't.
I was
Don't.
gonna say what I can do is I can find someone that does a Bob's Burger recap. So I found a 4.5 hour Malcolm in the Middle ranking. So this person went through every episode in chronological order of Malcolm in the Middle and ranked them. So gave like, I'd say, maybe a 30-second to minute or two synopsis, depending on how comprehensive the episode, and said how good it was. And so instead of rewatching Malcolm in the Middle or watching parts I watched, I just watched that because I hadn't seen I think I'd seen or knew how Malcolm in the Middle ended, and had like seen the last episode, but I hadn't seen. I think I kind of dropped off after season 4, and I kind of wanted to know what happened. I was debating if I should watch it, and I was like, "Oh, this is better." I just kind of get the Cliff's Notes. And the last Game of Thrones book, there's a website called Hand of the King that basically has Cliff's Notes for the books, and I just read that, and that still took like those Game of Thrones books are freaking long,
Mm-hmm.
because even reading like a 2-paragraph synopsis of each chapter takes forever.
I believe it.
To read a book, it took me like 2 hours to get through it. And when I got through it, I was like, yeah, I don't really want to read that book, but cool. John's not or John is dead, right?
Look, this isn't spoiler town, all right?
Listen, if somehow you manage to be on the internet and get no Game of Thrones spoiled for you in that entire thing, congratulations. But the world is over. Your watch has ended.
The world is over. It's a bit much.
Winter has arrived. Carrier has arrived. I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know what you're. And this bat does not control. Oh my god.
Okay, well, if on the off chance you missed what I said, I'm not going to repeat it, but I'll say on the show it was a big deal, this thing that happened, and in the last book, to my understanding, that was the last like the last book ended on a cliffhanger. So I like read it. I was like, all right, cool.
Interesting if true.
Do you think he's ever going to finish the books? I wouldn't if I were him.
I kind of think he won't.
Why would you? Just take the money, man.
Yeah.
Zortanks is saying I shouldn't watch a 4.5-hour Archer synopsis ranking all the episodes. That sounds like a challenge. Anyway, that's how I like to consume things sometimes, is just someone paraphrasing it for me in a manner I can read or see quickly.
Yeah. I can maybe see that for some things, but like that's how I read the Mueller report.
Wait,
Because that is way too boring to listen to at regular speed.
isn't it only like 45 pages?
I don't know. It was several hours on Audible.
It can't be that long. Like if you listen to that at 2xp, that had to be like a podcast link.
No, it's pretty long. Well, like because the first part was like, man, did this happen? And then that's not that long. And it's like, did he try to obstruct this whole thing? And then that's like another 6 hours.
Oh, yeah, 448 pages. That still shouldn't be that long. I'm going to try and read it and see if I can get it into a podcast form. I'll keep you posted.
Okay.
All right, so anyway, you went candlepin bowling.
Went
Or
what?
chain bowling.
String bowling.
Chain string bowling.
String bean bowling.
String bean bowling. And you won a game without cracking 100.
Yeah.
I have so many questions. And also, like, when we used to bowl, you used to be near like a 200 average.
I was.
And you didn't even
I was
have like your
never
own.
at a
I think
200.
I think you never even had your own shoe. I think you had your own shoes, but I don't think you ever had your. Oh, wait, you were given a ball, but I don't remember if it was like a good one.
It was a good one. It was the best one.
Do you still
I found
have it,
it.
or is it?
It mysteriously appeared in my father's basement one day. Nobody knows where it came from. Nobody knows where it went.
Well, you don't know where it went? That's a bummer.
Probably back in Colorado. I don't know. Yeah, no, I had my own ball. I had my own shoes.
But like you didn't have like a weighted special. I think it was a ball, but I don't think it was like to the point. I don't think it was like a pro ball or even one that was like drilled for your fingers. I think it was just one that you had, right?
Yeah, it was one that
That
I
you
just found
liked.
in my dad's basement.
To so to the point of like how good you, because I mean even I have a ball currently that I probably need to get like sanded and upgraded and whatever anyway, and probably is actually hurting my current game. But like I bought it and got it drilled from my fingers, which are probably actually a little fatter than they were when I got it drilled too, which again probably hurts my game. But I don't go bowling regularly enough to do anything about it.
Hmm.
I thought I was going to get bowling lessons and do more bowling. And then we were like, oh, actually, our kid doesn't have after day care. So I'm not going to do that. It was a
Sad.
sad day. But
Yeah,
yeah, I
no,
mean, no,
no. My average back in the day was like 140,
it
145.
was not that low because
It
I
it,
was,
it was because we kept track. Remember, I've got spreadsheets.
if you send me the spreadsheet, I will recant, but I don't believe you.
I broke 200 twice, I think.
You had to have broken it more than that. You were a better bowler than me.
We were always really competitive. We were always really similar. Like we each had like our good days and bad days, but and you were far more consistent than I was, right? Because like my stupid style like is really dependent on the lane.
Well,
We,
so to the point, you base so that there's really weirdness in bowling because there's professional style, which is really you have to know how to, because ideal world you want to hit the head pin at an angle if you want to get a strike. Now, in theory, you can be a straight bowler and get strikes. Your brother, for instance, was actually pretty good at that.
Mhm.
But it's you basically have to be super duper accurate, and then to something you've been complaining about in your current level because you do not appreciate the real world. Like there is just an element of randomness um in bowling.
Yeah.
Um yeah, we were talking about burgers earlier, and that would have been super American too, Amarachi, but then Zortanks had to bring it into like world stuff to be like milliliters and cubic. Wait, you did cubic feet though. That doesn't count. You have to do like cubic meters or something, right? Or did you do cubic meters and I just wasn't paying
No,
attention?
he said quarter cubic foot of beef.
Yeah, what's cubic feet? What's a cubic foot? Got to be cubic meters. Anyway, but yeah, so like to be a bowler that really wants to get strikes, you really need to hit the head pin in the pocket, so actually a little to the right of the head pin,
Mhm.
and you want to hit it um at an angle, right? It's got to be coming in at a spin. And then another incorporation that's really key that like the best bowler in the world that inspired this show, Jason Belmonte, does is if you put a lot of revs on the ball, if the ball is spinning a ton when it hits it, it creates a lot of pin action. Um, Now, do you want to know the official term?
I am dead.
The official term is the messenger, but I actually think this was cool. Remember what we used to call it? So a messenger in bowling is where a pin is standing up after your initial hit, but another pin moves around a lot and knocks it over.
So the messenger is the one that knocks it over, or
Yes, and we had a name
okay.
for that pin that we used to use a lot.
Did we call it Jackie Chan?
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
because we
right.
call it like the Jackie Chan pin because it'd be like the
Yeah,
pin that
it's
would
all
like jump and do a lot of spins and kick things over.
exactly. Yeah, I
Our
forgot
name's
about that.
better. We need to become professional bowling commentators so we can say that.
That's a good idea.
Also, true story. This is not a lie. It never made the air because I watched the final broadcast. But because of you, I did take a sign to world, the World Series of Bowling, calling Jason Belmonte. I did like a spreadsheet comparing him to Simon Belmont. So I was like, Jason Belmont throws strikes. Simon Belmont throws stakes. Jason Belmont fights vampires. Like Jason Belmonte fights other bowlers. Like, yeah.
Yeah, that
Simon
was pretty
Belmont's from
awesome.
Transylvania. Jason Belmonte's from Castlevania. Or yeah, whatever.
That'd be really funny if that's what you had on your.
Yeah, I
It's
should
like,
have. I'm gonna go. I've been to that event 2 years in a row, and he has been at it both years. So hopefully he's there another year. And I've got more lessons learned on how to properly do signs at the World Series of Bowling. So
nice.
I hope to do it next year. But I was informed by a producer that the producer had to tell the commentators. They didn't end up using it, but he had to like explain Castlevania to the commentators because they were like, "What is the deal with this guy's sign? What is he talking about?"
What is this?
The
That's
producer's
really
like,
funny.
"Castlevania's a game." Anyway,
That's awesome.
I actually know someone who did some Nintendo vintage art. So if I had more time, and I might this next time around, like if I know he's in the event, I might see if I can commission them to draw like in the style of Castlevania 2, like Simon's Quest,
Mm-hmm.
and do like Belmo's Quest, and then have him look like Simon Belmont.
That would be awesome.
That'd be cool. All right.
Yeah, can you imagine one of these like epic like box art, except like the guy's bowling? That'd be
I
amazing.
can now, and now I want it.
Yeah,
I want to make it.
that sounds like an awesome piece of
I'm
art.
gonna have to do that now. So actually, I'm gonna have to see how many I can commission because I could get one for like EJ Tackett, who is the youngest person to 20 PBA titles. I get one for Pete Weber, who did "Who Do You Think You Are? I Am." It's one of the best bowling clips ever.
That is awesome.
Do you know who he defeated en route to winning that title, which is a still record 5th United States Open title?
Who?
And at the time was tied for the most majors by any professional bowler at 10, tied with the late great Earl Anthony.
No.
He defeated Jason Belmonte in the semifinals.
Really?
And Jason Belmonte's like, I think he might be schizophrenic, but he's cool.
Fair enough.
Because that clip comes about, for those that haven't seen it, there's a famous bowling clip that you've probably seen or at least heard of. And the line is, "Who do you think you are? I am." It's said by Pete Weber, as mentioned, when he wins his 5th U.S. Open, which is his 10th major. Both of which are like, at the time, were all-time records. 10th was tied and 5th is still all-time. And what he claimed is he said there was like someone in the audience that was being really distracting, that was bugging him. And so when he was done, what he wanted to shout out was, "Who do you think you are distracting me? Who do you think you are distracting me? I'm the one that's playing the tournament." But he was so excited, he said, "Who do you think you are? I am."
Yeah, and like I can totally understand that, right? Like I say all kinds of dumb things.
To my son earlier today, he was eating some tomatoes, and he like dumped them out. And I was like, "Why did you dump those out?" And he was
Question.
like cracking up, and he said, "Dad, what's drump?" And I was like, I was gonna say dump, and then I thought drop, and I said drump, and here we are, and I'm gonna have to hear about that forever now, aren't I? Answer
Probably
is
for the rest of your
yes.
life, yeah.
Yep.
Never gonna live that one down.
Gonna be getting married, and I'll be like, "I'm so proud of you, Dad." And he's like, "Don't drump the cake, Dad." And I'll be like, "All right."
And he's gonna start cracking up, and everyone else is just gonna be awkward looking at each other, like, "What is this? Is this a joke?" Like that?
Mm-hmm. Anyway, so you're claiming you think you were a 140 bowler.
Yeah.
Huh.
I mean, it wasn't uncommon for either of us to get like 160, 180. 200 was rare, of course, because like bowling scoring is pretty interesting that way, actually. But yeah, like
It is annoying that you can be ostensibly perfect, as in knock over every, because you can, get 10. I need to be paying more attention here, but it's more fun to talk. But you can get knock over 10. You could do 9-1, 9-1, 9-1, right?
mm-hmm.
And you would wind up with like a 199, right? that what you get? Because you would get 19 a frame for the first 9, and then 20 on the last one. So 19 times 9 plus 20. Or 9. Oh, it would just be 19 a frame. So yeah, it would be 190.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
what
it's
if you
annoying.
did? What if you did 191919? Then you have 110. Like you're getting them all down, but
Yeah. Well,
not
again,
more
that's the
impressive.
key to bowl. Like, so that's why your strategy of learning spin. So what? Back to kind of the original point, there is professional
No,
bowling,
no.
which
Go
ironically
on.
you're close to, but you are missing one aspect, which we'll get to in a sec. So professional bowling is throwing the ball with a lot of with some semblance of spin, so it comes in at an angle. Kind of
With
non-professional bowling
enthusiasm.
is a non-professional bowling style is to just basically kind of throw it straight. And a hybrid approach, if you're not quite good enough to get the full technique of a professional bowler, is to throw it with no thumb in the ball, which is what you do.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the irony is, we're going to get back this.
Why does
We're
this
going to get
not
back
count?
to Simon Belmont, who fights vampires and also bulls.
Right.
He didn't start it, but he's kind of the best at it. There is a style of bowling that is two-handed bowling, which does what you do. Does basically you look very similar to Jason Belmonte if anybody's ever watched Landon Bowl, because you're pretty much very left on the lane, and you kind of
Mm-hmm.
walk up and kind of chuck the ball one-handed, and it's got a lot of spin.
Mm-hmm.
But what Jason Belmonte does is he does it two-handed, so he can actually kind of throw it with the speed of regular bowlers, with also without the thumb.
Yeah, I remember you talking about him having a two-handed
I still think he looks
style.
like one of our friends that you don't think, but you're wrong.
Oh yeah. And that friend actually does two-handed bowling also.
He doesn't. He was very confused when I asked him that.
Really? I think
So
he's wrong. I
be
think he's
real
wrong
with
about
me.
his own
Don't
his
lie to
own
me. I
bowling
need you to
style.
not lie to me here.
Okay.
Are you secretly best friends with Jason Belmonte and you just don't want to tell me because of how much I like? You're like, you're going to, if I ever introduce you to him, you're just going to embarrass me.
You know, let's just get back to Castlevania. Man, this level, like, no, but I'm sure we'd be great friends. Cause,
Probably would be.
'Cause why not?
Actually, let's go all the way back. So you liked Five Goes West, said it's a wild movie. You really
Well,
nailed it, saying it's Disney characters inside of like a real, but inside of a
not not
more
not
dark
five
world.
not Five Goes West,
Oh
American
no no
Tail.
no, we haven't gotten there yet. Yeah, sorry, an American Tale. You have still been warned. You could literally just listen to our podcast and not watch Five Goes West. And for what it's
Good.
worth, I'll give you spoilers.
Okay.
We spend a lot of that podcast just talking American Tail and avoiding Five Goes West, with good reason.
Fair enough. But man.
But you're gonna watch Five Goes West,
Yeah, I'll watch it. 'Cause I did
and it'll
be
be awkward. And then it'll be awkward because like next week I'll be like, "Yo, we still gonna play?" You'll be like, "I'm kind of busy." I'll be like, "Oh, weird."
Wait, I need to go. All right, I've never been this far. Never killed these birds before. I think I need to go left
I've
here.
never killed these birds before.
But then there's how far
All at once,
can
it's
my
you,
bat power take me?
it's you forevermore.
Just start shooting, just gotta.
But this is a bat that's all too powerful, and I don't know. It's from Guys and Dolls.
There we go, got this one
It's a
up.
good musical.
Not
You
taking
should
any
watch it if you
chances with
haven't.
falling randomly. Alright. Hopefully, if I go through this door, I'll be able to continue from here
No.
forever.
Why is this game the worst?
I don't know. I actually don't know. Yeah.
we've talked people's ears off about this, but I'll maintain that the logic of down to duck and up to use your special weapon is completely voided by the fact that there are stairs that routinely hijack that keyboard interrupt.
Yes.
And whoever did that is wrong and knows they're wrong. And if we ever meet them, they'll admit that. Like if we ever meet one of like the 4 programmers on Castlevania, they'll be like, "Oh yeah, it was a bad decision, but by the time we got there, it was too late to change anything."
Oh, I got to the door and then this thing happened.
I hear you.
Oh, these break. This bat's trying to get me. Man, why didn't we figure out a different way to do this? Like,
Ooh,
why didn't we say, "Hey, Dracula, you're you're a coward." Oh my God. And then maybe he just like come outside and fight us.
you tried that, and then actually they got sued by the JRL Tolkien estate for ripping off the end of Lord of the Rings. And actually, I'm going to say it doesn't count as an official spoiler because it's really middle of the 3rd book,
I
not the
haven't
end.
read those yet.
And the movies.
I watched the first and second one.
And then the Emmy award-winning
Oh
3rd one,
no.
you were like, "Nah, this is the one to skip."
Oh no, back at the beginning. How is this possible? How is anything
So you
possible?
watch the second one that ends
What is
on like a
happening
semi
here?
cliffhanger. It's like, and now we're gonna go fight the big bad. And then again, that movie won an Emmy,
Mm-hmm.
and you're like, "I'm good." See, Zortanks, I don't
Mm-hmm.
believe you. Zortanks in the chat says they slept through all of 3. But my argument is like, you're watching 3. I don't care. So if you don't want Lord of the Rings spoiled, get out. If you don't want the 300-year-old book,
It's not okay. Maybe it is. Maybe it is that old. I don't know.
it won an, I'm telling you, or it won an Academy Award. You're right. Sorry, Zortank's correct. Thank you for correcting me. I was inadvertently converting it to other units. I should have said like it won a BAFTA, right, or whatever.
Yeah.
All right. Should have won a BAFTA. It had a lot of English actors in it, but probably did win a BAFTA now that I think of it.
Why not? We'll give it one.
Someone look up how many BAFTAs Lord of the Rings won. But yeah, so like the 3rd movie, they're gonna go fight the big bad who is Sauron. And what they're really like is they're like, we need to distract him. He's a big eye. So like someone's like, what if you tell the big eye, look over here, big eye? I'm not kidding.
What a great idea.
That's what they do. Can you believe you didn't go see this movie? Don't you feel stupid now?
I can't believe I didn't write this book. Like that's
Yeah.
funny thing though.
Well,
Do you know how I saw the first movie?
probably with your eyes, much like Sauron.
Do you know how that was made possible?
Um, well, your mom. Did you thank her? Did you call her and thank her after?
I'm just gonna tell you. It was because you'll never guess. Like even with these terrible guesses, you're still way off.
Awesome guesses.
No.
Uh,
Would you have ever guessed Kia, the the
the
car company?
car?
Yeah, I saw the first Lord of the Rings movie thanks to our local Kia dealer. Because had you hurried down to your local Kia dealer for a limited time, if you test drove a brand new affordable Kia, they were giving away free DVDs of the first movie back when it was new.
What were the odds you would have ever bought a Kia?
0%. Like these were terrible cars, which so here's the thing, like we never would have bought one, right? And this was like when I was in college or something, so like I obviously wasn't gonna be buying a car anyway. But
Didn't you have a
is
car in college? You
yeah,
had
but
your
not a new
Mustang, right?
car. I had like an old car, yeah.
Yeah, but like a 30-year-old Mustang is worth a 2-year-old Kia, right? Or that's the conversion?
Well, now, yeah, back then my car was worth like $1,000, which is
Really?
that's what I sold it for.
Gotta.
I only
Oh,
bought
you
it for
that.
$1,600. Like, yeah, like it
Wait.
was.
Oh, wait. We've discussed this, but you sold your first Mustang?
Yeah, yeah, that's what I'm talking about.
That's sad. If I ever get
Yeah,
rich, I'll buy you one.
but
I guess I don't even need to be rich from what you're saying, but that's my prerequisite.
well, they're a lot more expensive now for no good reason, but that's a whole nother rant.
Okay, so how much would it
And,
cost if? No.
so
Why?
anyway, the let's get back to the Kias because this is because I feel like it. So hang on, I'm fighting lettuce. The Kia dealer. So I don't even remember what Kia Elantras, Hyundai Elantra, Kia. God, what were they
I know what
called? What
Rio or
was
whatever.
Rio? This was like just their little sedan,
Okay,
and
everybody pull out your copy of Lord of the Rings and look on the back, because we all probably got us the same way, right? By test driving a Kia.
yeah. So anyway, so they had this little car. It was a cheap car. Like, why won't these brakes break anymore? That's stupid. And is me, my dad, and my brother. We went down to this dealer. We're like, yeah, we want to test drive a Kia.
Did you
Oh, what?
literally do this just to get the
What?
Lord of the Rings movie?
We literally did this just to get the Lord of
Of
the Rings
all
movie.
the things to get, although that does also sound just like kind of like a fun, like, oh, let's kill an afternoon and have some fun. Like,
Yeah,
yeah,
I
you
mean
drive a new car,
yeah,
you get a
that's the
movie.
kind of
Yeah.
thing we did, right? And so like we went and checked out these cars. And like I remember like we tried making it look real, right? And so like my dad's like looking it all over and like we open up the trunk and like the trunk liner is already like starting to detach. That's how bad these cars were and just like cheap.
For a car that got you a free Oscar nominated, Oscar winning, BAFTA winning, Emmy award winning movie, you are sure being really mean after all Kia's done for you.
Well, anyway, so then we looked at these cars and we were like, and the guy was like, yeah, so who's looking, and my dad was like, oh, our car's a little older and he's like, my son here, he's in college, his car is pretty old. And so then anyway, we looked him over at the dealer, the guy, the salesman. He was like, so what do you guys think? Can I write you up for two? As if we were gonna buy two Kias that day. Hang on, I'm
Occasionally
choking on
bad,
nothing.
yeah.
But
Occasionally bad car dealers, like that is how bad some are. Like the cheaper ones in Kia, I wouldn't believe, because I do remember like with some of the bargain bin ones, they'd be like, buy a brand new Kia car, because neither of us. I was so if it had been another car, I could have like gone for puns about car names. I know you'd be shocked that I would think of doing such a thing. And I was like the Kia truck car
big truck
van,
car. You might be
maybe
right
the
about the
Ford.
Kia Rio. That does sound right.
That's the only one that's popping to mind. But yeah, with that being said, but I've seen some that were like, buy a brand new, like 20 or 30. Oh, dear God, I'm thinking college age. Sorry, everybody in the chat. I'm not adjusting for inflation. But, buy like a new $50,000 car or whatever, get a free 1-year-old, car they're getting rid of it in inventory.
Hmm. Yeah,
So
yeah,
I could see him, actually that doesn't even sound that outlandish as like a dealer tactic. Could be like, hey, can I write you up for one? And your son, you said he's looking for a car too. I got, one I can give him off the back lot for five,
yeah,
a
yeah, and
closed out from,
yeah, you see things like that occasionally. But anyway, so we're like, nah, we'll just take the Lord of the Rings DVD instead. So he gave us the DVD and we never went back. But
now I
for
just
for all I'm
correct me
saying
though.
about Kia, like they have like, and so that was like always my impression of Kia, right? Like just these super super cheap, some of the cheapest new cars you could buy, low quality, just like you need a car today and you only have $14,000 or how much they cost new, right? But they, them and Hyundai have really come a long way, and I never thought I'd say that, but like they're actually good cars now.
That sounds like you in college, you saying, Dre, ever there comes a day where I'm telling you that Kia makes a fine vehicle, I don't know what's happening. I was like, that's a really weird thing to tell me.
I
You're like, I
mean,
know.
I've said things like that before though. Like that was one thing I always talked to my brother about. I was like, if ever in my life I own a 97 Jetta, then I have just failed at life.
What's
Like,
wrong with? Okay, wait. You're dissing Kias. That's fine. What's wrong with? That's Volkswagen, right?
uh-huh.
The people's car. You know who drives a Volkswagen?
Ooh,
Do you know
tell me who drives a Volkswagen?
the Rock? Because
What?
he's the people's champion. And you need. Oh God, dang it. Well, thanks for what Goodwin's Law. Zortanks invoked that. Now technically it's a German car, so
Uh,
yeah, that's fair. I walked into that one.
Hang on, the Automoderator got him also.
What? No, it didn't.
It did for this comment,
Oh, I don't know what you said, Zortanks, but yeah.
but anyway,
Where was
yeah,
it?
that is my story about the Lord of
That
the
one did need
Ring,
to be moderated, and that's a South Park reference. I get that one.
about the Lord of the Rings
I
and
beat
Kia.
you to it, Zortanks. So technically, I think like by speed of light, I think you typed it before I said it, but I said it before I saw it because there's a slight lag for me watching Landon stream. So that was actually a really clever one because there's a South Park Lord of the Rings episode
Excel Mariachi.
making fun of that, and then they actually had another movie. Yep, I gotcha. I got your references,
Yeah,
as long as they're not from the last 10 years, which according to
right.
Landon is not an eternity because he's been through 4 of them.
Well, like all my stories, like everything we've talked about almost on this entire stream, but like my bowling, the talking about the bowling, us bowling together, talking about the Kia Lord of the Rings story, that's all half my life ago. Like that's all 20 years. Like that's
So, and
yeah.
Zortanks is taking the stand I like, which is like the Kevin Smith take on
Oh
Lord of
my
the Rings.
god.
The books are pretty boring. Yeah, Zortanks, we're gonna get copyright sued by Kevin Smith.
By mentioning
He
his name.
both did that. He both did that in one of his Evening with Kevin Smith discs and in Clerks 2. I met Kevin Smith. Pretty sure he was high. Gave me a hug because I said he was nice.
That's awesome.
I was like, above and beyond, sir. And he was like, come here. And he gave me a hug. And I was like, oh, this is cool. You're a cool guy, Kevin Smith.
That is really cool. That's a cool story.
Yeah. And I think I like Clerks, the newest one, not Clerks. Is it Clerks 3? Yeah, Clerks 3.
I've only seen the first one.
You haven't seen Clerks 2?
Mm-mm.
Clerks 3?
Mm-mm.
Or no, I'm thinking of the Clerks reboot. Right? Or am I thinking Clerks 3?
I don't know.
So here's the thing.
Oh my god, these bricks
For
are
me, and this
killing me.
is something cool about like this is something I respect about Kevin Smith and can also see as valid criticism, which is I think he really makes movies both for himself and for his friends and fans. And so I think a good part of being a good writer or content creator, and not to bash us, but this is not a show where I do this, which is like you want to edit and you want to trim stuff and you want to edit.
Mm-hmm.
Whereas this is just like us talking.
Right.
But like, if ever I took one of these and turned it into a podcast, I would definitely probably cut a lot of me just randomly talking about stuff
Probably
that
edit
I
in a
think.
lot of me as if I said things that I didn't.
Well, no, or just like leave. One thing I haven't quite gotten on the auditing process, though it's gotten way easier to do. So old school podcasts, they would do a lot of people, they do multi-track. And so if you ever hear a podcast, you're like, okay, 1, 2, 3, say go at the start or something like that. It's
Hmm.
because the person editing it, puts the tracks together and can edit them. And then you can, you know, mute out one track and put one other up. So what I would, what you can do as a good editor is like make it sound like you don't interrupt. By you, I mean me, of course, because I interrupt a lot. And then one thing I've also occasionally on like the Nerd podcast done very documentary-ish.
Hmm.
In fact, this happens on the 50 Goes West. This is now a Easter egg for you to try and look for, where it's like if you cut out you prompting a question, then it can make the other person sound much more organic. Like right, like it sounds like they're saying an essay, as
Oh, okay.
opposed to me being like, "So what did you do? Why did you go there?" Da 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 da. If I just cut out those prompts, you'll basically just say, "So I went to the dealership and we wanted to go for this, and then I did this." So it sounds like you talked for a monologue when the reality was it was a back and forth.
No,
But the
cool. I didn't know
monologue
that.
sounds cleaner
Yeah.
than having this random person interject. Really? Why? What? When? Excuse me, right?
Huh? Say it again. Wasn't listening.
Yep, exactly. So yeah. But yeah, so basically good content is editing, and good editing often is scrapping stuff you don't need. And a lot of Kevin Smith stuff is very much like this is an inside joke. In Clerks 3, I'll like throw away like in the original movie, there is a woman that like Randall in the video store is like cussing in front of or something, because that's like the whole premise of Clerks is like
Hmm.
them being rude to normal customers. And one of the people in the first Clerks movie was like a lot of the people in the first Clerks movies are from like local theater areas, because he filmed it was an indie movie that he filmed in Jersey.
Hmm.
So a lot of the people in the first movie are people from, it's not Hollywood, it's people that were from, local theater productions and whatever around New Jersey. And so this lady says, like, I'm actually doing a Lucille Ball show. Like, she's like, I'm doing a one woman show where I act like Lucille Ball. Your movie is in black and white. Would you like me to do a Lucille Ball for your movie, the original Clerks? And he was like, no, I will never do that. Now, I'm not going to spoil anything because that's not what we do on this show.
That's
But
right.
in Clerks 3, that woman might be in the movie acting like Lucille Ball randomly. And
Nice.
like Kevin Smith clearly put that joke, like that is us, right? That is like a 30-year-old inside joke
Yeah.
that
No,
he is
that
like, I'm gonna put this in my movie. And an editor, even like me, would be like, you should probably cut that. He's like, but I want that. So like I saw Clerks 3 with him doing a screening and a bunch of fans that like really cheered it. So I could see like if you just watch that movie alone on 2X, like you watch movies,
no, yeah.
you might be like, this isn't that great of a movie. But like if you view it as like Kevin Smith doing kind of a victory lap of his career and then also cheering on all of his fans, I thought it was enjoyable. So,
Nice. Yeah,
and I
I can
understand
appreciate
that's a
that.
very weird way to tell you to watch a movie, because if I'm like, if you watch this movie as just like a movie, you're like, what is this? But if you watch this movie as like, I'm a big Kevin Smith fan, and let's look for all the Kevin Smith Easter eggs, and then also realize that like Kevin Smith is doing callbacks to like on stage bits of his early career that only make you can understand why like I would think that's amusing, because like we do stuff like that.
Right.
It's like
Yeah, I should watch that. To get caught up on my Kevin Smith.
if you although Patreon, like I'm worried because like Patreon had like my credit card was declined. I subscribed to like 5 Patreon things,
Hmm.
and my credit card was declined due to fraud. And I like told my credit card, I was like, yeah, no, that's fine, I meant to pay for that. And then like Patreon still hasn't reinstated, and a lot of creators today are saying they're not getting paid out. So I'm actually kind of worried. But I was going to say, if you go over to Gamefully Unemployed Patreon, Actually, no, it's free. I sponsor a Kevin Smith tier over there. So they've gone over all of Kevin
This is
Smith's
impossible.
movies, most of them. What?
This game is impossible.
Oh, I thought you were saying it's impossible for me to have sponsored a Kevin Smith tier. I'm like, no, it really is.
No, that's impossible.
You give
Too.
people money
Everything
and
is
say
impossible.
you give people money and you say, hey, can you do a Kevin Smith podcast? And they're like, sure. And I'm like, cool. And they're like, cool.
Would you do one if I give you money?
Yeah.
Maybe it is possible.
Okay. It's just like a check. Get 2 packages of cookies, 3 packages of cookies. You're like that's 75 New York dollars there to obligate you to 2 Kevin Smith episodes. I'm like, that's the rules.
Do you know how many quarter cubic feet of beer that will buy you?
See, that's the thing. Like, if we're Kevin Smith, like in 20 years, that we just have that line in a movie, and like, and then there's like, I don't get this line, and we're like, yeah, you had to be there.
There's another thing that's kind of like that, like some internet culture. Do you remember the what is it, the Fencer films, the GI Joe PSAs?
Yeah.
That are all goofy and stupid. So yeah, those were kind of a similar thing where they were like a group of friends had all these inside jokes and just made these dumb videos. And so when they blew up like that, they like there's interviewers of them like saying like it's so weird seeing like the internet laugh at our just stupid inside jokes that we had for years, which I can.
Okay, so these are people doing like PSAs in the GI Joe format, like, remember kids, like, remember kids, you don't want to do drugs, go Joe, right? And it'd be like a Native American, and you're like, I feel this is offensive, but I can't prove it.
Yeah, those were like the PSAs, but yeah.
So you're saying some people made videos in that style, though?
No, they took the GI Joe animations and like dubbed over them.
Oh, so like, what's an example? This is awesome. We should do this. This is a good idea.
I can't even give me like you really just have to watch because they are extremely funny and like really almost like Adult Swim random short kind of like goofy humor.
You've seen Too Many Cooks, right?
Doesn't sound familiar.
You would know what I was talking about if you have. You're really gonna watch Fievel Goes West instead of Too Many Cooks.
I guess. And sometimes we just have to
Takes a lot
buckle down and do what we gotta do.
Too many cooks, too many cooks. Yeah, check out Too Many Cooks if you haven't.
No, yeah, if you haven't seen the GI Joe thing, I'll find it for you because it is.
I'll look at the GI Joe thing. You look at the Too Many Cooks.
One of the
discuss
funniest
next
things
time.
there's ever been on the internet.
What was the troop or group name you said that did it?
I think it was Fensler Films. I want to say. I don't remember.
So how do you spell
exactly.
like fence? Like fence, like a fence with lure, or
no, with like an S.
Hang
on. I'm not sure.
I don't know if I want to buy a fence from someone that uses an S instead of a C.
Yeah, FENSLER Fencer Films. They did a bunch of them. They are amazing.
Okay, I believe you. Takes a lot.
You guys in chat know what I'm talking about, right? Like the whole like, hey kids, I'm a computer, stop all the downloading. Yeah.
What? You're just making stuff up. I remember there was a good key, because we love a good Key and Peele sketch around here.
Mm-hmm.
One of my favorites is it's a Mr. T PSA one where 2 kids are talking in like a playground and they keep saying stuff where they expect Mr. T to show up.
Okay.
And he doesn't show up for any normal prompting like, hey, let's do drugs. They literally get to that point towards the end. But they'll just be like, the first one is like they insult the mother because If you've never seen this, Mr. T in the 70s or 80s, one of the two, did a rap about mothers, but like complimenting them.
That
And
sounds
this is not
amazing.
made up. Like Mr. T's like, mothers, there are no others. And they're just like ladies that look like moms singing like a background chorus in this song. And this happened because that's what the 80s were like.
It's true.
And then he fought, I want to say, Hulk Hogan at WrestleMania 3.
In the
Then they
video?
starred in Rocky 3.
Yeah.
I'm not making any of this up. But yeah, like Mr. T would say stuff, and like at one point he's like, "Your hair is stupid," and he's like, "You never make fun of a man's hair." He's like, "A mohawk's a cool look. It's a cool look." So yeah, same
True, it
idea.
is a
It's like
cool
a
look.
PSA thing, but like all of his PSAs are related to himself. Like
That's awesome.
gold chains are cool. And then I think he tells us, do any of your friends understand the concept of collect calls and how big of a deal those were in the 90s?
Probably.
Cool. Good. Because it literally feels insane to talk to people about that now.
Collect calls. Yeah.
Well, it's going to be like mattresses. Like at some point in the future, if there are podcasts that don't get scrubbed, people are just going to be like, what was the deal with all of these mattress commercials and all of your content in the 2020s?
Like even we didn't know.
Yeah. Welcome back to the Horrific Murder Podcast. But first, some of our victims didn't get a good night's sleep. A good night's sleep is important. It's what it does. It's like what podcasts do, man.
Sure.
Hope to someday be big enough with Nerd to do that.
I hope so too. That would be awesome.
Random ad copy.
Oh my
We had a
god,
lot of
these things. I
we had a
hate
lot of
this.
fun here
I
today,
hate this
but
so
not as much
much.
fun as you'll have with a brand new Serta
Oh, there's
mattress.
nothing I can do. Nothing I can do. Ugh.
I've probably got another 10 minutes in me. What do you think?
Yeah, I'll probably beat this level in
I'm
10
actually
minutes.
making good I'm actually like learning this staircase. I don't, for whatever reason, the very easy next screen is the one that keeps killing me, which is kind of funny.
This is probably starting to look like a screensaver to anybody actually watching because
Can we
it's
prove
just
it's
the
not?
same thing over and over. Yeah, I just recorded this all before. I'm just playing it. I'm just sitting back, drinking a
Oh,
spin drift.
you did a speed scenario to spoil speed for you.
How dare you spoil speed?
I think it was called The Bus That Couldn't Slow Down. That's for you, Zortanks, if you're still around. You haven't been lulled to sleep by Lannon's
But
screensaver, which is very.
whatever it is I'm doing.
Yeah, actually, that'd be funny if like Return of the King, like wins all these Oscars, and Peter Jackson's like, "Crikey, mate." I don't think he's Australian, but it's filmed in New Zealand. He's like, "Crikey, mate. That was just a Lord of the Rings screensaver. It was, but you gave me an Emmy for it."
Wow. Emmy award winning screensaver.
Yep. They really do. Like, again, I've read the books, and yeah, and same as the movie, you get like the last book, they like beat Sauron, and you're like, all
What?
right, we're good. And then you're like, what? And literally, yeah, I don't care that I'm spoiling. This is the truth. Literally, their strategy is look over there. Like,
It's a
there's
good
this big boss who's like, I amassed the largest army. Well, technically not ever, because he amassed a larger one the first time around, but then someone cut his hand off. So let's just stress, in the universe of Lord of the Rings, the most powerful villain who has ever been created has been defeated twice, and the first time his like army is winning, and he's just like, all right, I'm gonna go fight that guy. I really hope he doesn't cut my hand off or finger off. And the guy cuts his finger off. He's like, oh no, cutting off my finger, my only weakness. And then he becomes like a giant eye, I don't know if he technically is in the books. I don't know if that was like Peter Jackson doing like an image, like nice imagery, or if in the book he is described as a giant. I don't remember.
I don't know.
But in the book, he's like coming back, and then the character's like, "Hey, look over there," and he's like, "What?" And they throw a ring in a pit, and he's like, "Oh, not again." So yeah,
It's like I'm just so too trusting.
yeah,
Very trusting
like,
super
yep.
villain.
So okay, now I actually do want a little bit of follow up on your Kia story.
Oh, okay.
So, did you get Lord of the Rings and Two Towers,
No, Two
or
Towers
just Lord
wasn't
of the?
out yet.
Okay, so what car dealership did you go to see Two Towers?
I don't think
I
there
I
was
would
one
actually
doing it.
like this story to be
I wish that
that you
was.
saw both from Kia, and then you go back for Return of the King, and the guy's there. He's like, "Not this guy again."
Yeah, you
He's like,
again.
"Listen, you kids." Your dad's like, "What?"
I...
It's like, "You kids always pranking us and stealing our DVDs. Enough. You'll never know how this ends." You're like,
Those weren't even to give
"No."
away. That was my personal copy.
So stupid. All right. Yeah, how did you see Two Towers?
Probably Netflix. Probably on a
And then
DVD from
Zortanks probably
Netflix.
used their time machine to say like, "Landon, you can't watch Return of the King. It's so boring.
And I'd be like, no, it's
Watch
actually
Archer."
really good. Also, who are you?
I actually had a funny experience like that. I'll share this high school story. So I
Yeah,
used to
well,
work at
we've all got a
Target.
good time travel story, so I'm looking forward to this.
Yeah. But I in high school I worked at Target, and there was a woman there that worked at Target that it was like weird. I don't know if she needed the money or just wanted it or like was an empty nester, but she like had a good corporate gig with McDonald's,
Hmm.
but then like also worked at Target for extra money. I don't get it, but and she was like older, so she was like grandma, and so she was very much like she was just very like motherly to a lot of the teenagers that worked at Target too. And so she would give us free McDonald's coupons.
Okay.
And we were actually this was CSU, so we were in college. And we would drive down to play laser tag once a week. And so when we drove down to play laser tag in Denver, we would stop by the McDonald's and use the coupons we had.
Hmm.
And we did this like 3 weeks in a row. And the third week, like a high school cashier literally said, "What's going on? You guys always come in here with coupons," which probably, by the way, amounted for about $10 worth of food a week,
Hmm.
and like literally stopped the line to go talk to her manager because she was like, "You all are stealing $10 worth of food from McDonald's every week."
Really?
Not a joke. That happened.
That's that's something.
Yep. Now that I've said it aloud, that story is much more boring and not as interesting as I thought. I apologize to my friends and family. I will do better, except I won't. We've heard me.
That's fair.
Yep.
You don't have to do better. You just have to say you'll do better.
Oh, yeah.
Oh
And
no! Oh, I
so
almost made it.
okay,
Almost
let
made
me
it,
ask you a
everybody.
question. Have you beaten a level on this run? Like, I've been watching, not to be mean, because I'm
That's right. I haven't been watching yours either.
fine.
But that's
I'm
just the way
glad
it
you
goes.
started
We
2 TD
know
gaming.
this. We know this. I am further, but like as soon as I die, I'm gonna be back where I started, because I can't do it. I mean, I can. I'm just not going to right
You know
now.
what they say, never say never.
They do say that.
Whatever you do, never say never. And then he says never in the end, and it's so cute.
They're like, you said.
Said, you said never. He's like, so I did. I'm gonna go finish my statue. Don't you will get kidnapped. Now he's Italian. He
Yeah,
was
no,
French.
he's yeah. The G chains. That's fine. That
Dude,
can
they
change.
okay, actually I forgot to bring this up in Pablo's. They are flat racist to the Irish, man. Like I
Right?
was I
Yeah.
I was like, holy cow, they're like the Irish mayor is just like drunk drinking whiskey or something. I was like, wow.
Yeah. Why do these break? Why must these break? Why is the screen moving? I don't want any
Landon
of this to
questions
happen.
Nintendo games. Why is there a mushroom?
I'm not sure
Why is he a
I'm liking
plumber?
any of this.
I don't actually know if going through this door. I think if I had gotten through
Ah,
this
these guys
door,
are gonna kill me. Go on.
well, that is their goal.
Ah, no! Oh, I killed him as I died, so I showed them who's boss.
What level are you on?
Back where I started.
No, but what level? Like, what does it say at the top of the screen?
7-1.
I'm on 9-3, man.
Because you have to get so far to get past this. I don't know why this part is so long. It's like 12 levels to get through one level, each more obnoxious than the last.
That's what it says on the box, actually, if you read the Japanese box art. 12 amazing levels, with each previous one more obnoxious than the
Yeah.
last. Oh,
To be honest, this part wouldn't be that bad if it weren't for this falling blocks part that just takes so long. And I like lose concentration every time, so I forget what I'm doing by the end, and I just like jump off the edge.
all
Like
right.
it's
So, keeping you in the loop for August, it would be cool. I'll see, because I think I officially have 2 or 3 stages left.
Mhm.
And I think so. I'm gonna narc on us, by the way.
Okay.
Neither of us really practiced this week. I got a little practice in yesterday to beat the level I beat today,
Mhm.
but I probably really needed to practice this level, which I didn't.
Yeah,
So I'll
I
actually try and practice to beat the game because in 2 weeks I'll be out of town. So we got a show
same.
next week, and then it
Yeah.
would be cool to just come back from that fresh and ready to do Radical Racers. So I'm
I I
actually looking forward.
I totally agree. I was hoping you would beat this tonight because I've not practiced this game at all. I haven't.
I
I've
am
only
so
played it on
sorry.
stream.
I had other stuff going on this week and was
I
like,
can't believe you didn't spend your time playing Castlevania 3. Like
I,
this is
I,
important. This is
I actually good news. So like on the off chance, like a
unacceptable,
boss or
exactly.
coworker is listening, I put a good amount of time into work this last week. Like I do normally too, but like this was like we were talking this before the show, like just some end of some random deadline. So it's just like,
Hmm.
yeah, sometimes the end of stuff you spend a little more time on those. So I did, which I'm happy with, and I'm happy with how stuff ended up. And then I spent time like editing Jeff May pack breaking too with like my spare time instead of doing this. Oh, and
Fair
chess.
enough.
I got my blitz rating above 1800 for the first time.
Oh, nice.
I
Congrats.
probably would have actually practiced a little more, but I got like hooked. This makes any sense. Okay, so I'll finish on. Yeah, I got 2 lives left. I'll finish on this continues. Zortanks is saying apologize. I already did. Remember, I apologized to my friends and my family and said I will do better and said I wouldn't do better.
That's true. You did.
Um, it happened. Pay attention. But so hmm, I got thoughts Zortanks, but I'm gonna keep them to myself and maybe Landon after the stream.
An eighth
This
cubit of
this gets interesting. Landon and I are
rumbles.
gonna have to have some metric discussions. and how to do things properly. So if the next time you see Lan and he
Looking forward
brings
to
you
this.
like a shape of cheese, like cut up like a jigsaw in like various beakers, that was our
here's your
doing.
here's your beaker of jigsaw cheese. Yeah. Oh, good. I've been waiting for this.
Okay, earmuff Zortex. So like, Lynn, how much would it cost me to get you to actually make a beaker of jigsaw cheese? Can you do this?
I don't know.
And and even better now, I want you to kind of do this and just like make extras and give them as gifts to people that have no like we could give one to everybody on the show, of course, like that's in chat that would know what we're talking about. But then I want to just like give one to my brother. He's like, what is this?
Yeah, I'm
You know?
gonna open up a stand at the local farmers market selling beakers of jigsaw cheese.
Dang it. We need to do this now.
Yeah.
Okay, Zortanks, you can uncover yours. Um, how else would he know?
Yeah. Good point. Good point.
See, it makes sense.
Yeah, it does. Yeah.
I'm not a monster.
Yeah, it's true.
If this was a podcast, that would be the title of this episode, by the way.
It's a good name.
Yeah.
But
Um,
what were we talking about?
sorry. I completely sorry. Beaker of jigsaw cheese is
like like
my
uh
brain my brain completely spaced. I was like, I'm gonna finish one thought.
finishing a thought is impossible. Here on
Oh,
2TV
okay. Oh yeah,
Gaming, we
chess.
we never finish a thought. Oh
We
yeah.
don't really actually, because I actually don't hate this. Like I said, I've not been alive. Listened back to these at like 2x speed. And I'm like, that was a good conversation. I dug it. Um, but what I was gonna say is, on chess, like, so there's elo ratings, which people might know, and like basically kind of like every 100 is kind of a level of magnitude better. And I've been as high as like 1760 in Blitz, which is playing 5 minutes or fewer per person. And I got my rating down to like 1350, which is like the lowest I've ever had. Like I was just, I don't know, playing drunk or something. I don't even drink. That's like the only excuse. And I just kind of went on a run. So I kind of went from like 1350 and I got above 1700 and was just kind of like, I'm really hot right now at chess. And so I just like kept going and like broke 1800 for the first time ever, which is like a personal best.
Yeah,
So
that's
I like
awesome.
might have practiced some Castlevania, but then I was like, might have been like, chess is a stupid game. I'll practice some Castlevania for 2TV gaming. And then I was like, holy cow, I'm winning at chess.
Yeah, and unlike chess, like Castlevania, there's no score here.
There's a score on the
There's
top of the
no
record.
there's no
There's no time.
there's
There's
no
no
there's no
block.
time. There's no
There's no
numbers.
player.
There's no
There's no
progress.
there's no enemy.
There's no
There's
winners. There's no
there's no
winners in
heart. This isn't
Castlevania.
Captain Planet. Captain Planet,
Yeah.
he's a hero. He's gonna cut pollution down to zero.
Well, he's not doing a very good job, is he?
Now he lost pretty badly.
Sad.
All right,
But
but yeah,
yeah,
chess
and
and editing videos for Jeff.
yeah, that's fair. And I've
That's
just
been my
been
spare time.
I just spend like so much of my spare time on Radical Racers version
I'm excited
X.1.
about this legitimately, and I think we talked a little bit about this on the show, but I found it very amusing that I like played it and like
Mhm.
was complimenting it. It was like, well, here are the clunky parts. You're like, you think that part's clunky?
You
Like
should
that's
see.
not how you respond to that comment.
Yeah, and that version is done. I called that a while ago. Like it's unless I decide to take the time to add in some of the cheats that I had from the original game, which I might, because they're
Okay,
pretty
so
funny.
when you say you're working on,
But
so are you working on another Radical Racers, a new Radical Racers?
so the one that's out there that you can play is X.0, and I've been working on X.1, which I'm pretty excited about. Like it was just kind of me messing around, like not doing the original limitations of the game, or not trying to like make the game exactly how it was originally, and instead making it a little bit more, adding some of like my original ideas that never made it into the game. Since it's
Example, please.
one of my favorites is in the shop. The shop guy now has a clock that shows the time. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? Shop clock. So now when you go to the shop, you know what time it is.
Uh-huh.
Mm-hmm. That's one of the big ones. That's one of the major.
No, I'm kind of regretting going out on a limb and saying I was excited about this game now. Because I was saying that with no sarcasm. Now I feel I need to go back in time and say it with sarcasm.
No, it's
Oh,
seriously.
that's an inverted Mike Birbiglia joke, which I liked. Okay, that's my last life. All right,
Um, in
memorize this
all.
for next week,
All
please.
right, okay.
Okay,
All right. Yeah.
space, 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 whip, space, 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 cross, whip, space, cross.
What order are you
How do I
doing
do
this?
this? Space, heart, space, cross, cross. So I to give you the encoding, I did cross, down, up, right, down.
Wow. I hope you remember
Okay.
that.
Yeah. Well, that's on you, bud.
Oh.
Okay, but so you did X.0, which is on your website, which is space debrix. So that's spelled space DEBRIX.com.
Yep.
And so you can play Radical Racers, which is an upgrade of a C++ game you wrote back in the day. You are working on X+1, which has a clock and more.
Yeah. That's just the beginning. That's just the beginning. But
You're like, first it's got a clock. V2, it's going to have a seconds hand. V3,
no,
it's
I,
gonna
I
it's gonna tell the humidity on the clock too. It's gonna be a barometric clock.
I thought about giving him a calendar, but that's advanced. That would take
Mm.
that might I don't know if I can do that. So yeah, no, he's got a clock. Everything else, I guess you have to stay tuned. Like,
Okay. So wait, just clarifying, is Tinetemba Zortanks on Blue Sky? Sorry to out you if you don't want people to know who you are on Blue Sky.
we will edit this out.
But we have been told they're talking about buying milk and aluminum. So it's either Tinetemba or uh, El Mariachi. But they're talking about buying milk and aluminum cans and beef by the cubic foot. And Kevin Smith encounters. This show sounds pretty awesome, man. I want to listen to this now. But yeah, all right. So either A, I'll practice a lot and just beat the stupid game quickly, and we can go right to Radical Racers next week. That's actually a stretch goal. I'm gonna make that my goal. Be able to beat like the next two or three levels of Castlevania in like 10 minutes.
That would be awesome.
There's
Like
no reason I shouldn't be able to, and then we'll be free of this literal curse.
this is the longest we've spent on a game. I don't think Super Metroid took this
But I
long.
think I think the bigger reason is it coincided with both of us not having a ton of time to practice it.
Yeah, and it is like this is a
It's
hard
longer
game.
than
Like
one,
by
too.
by design, it's hard. Like if I probably would have beaten it, like if switched to the Japanese version, right? But
Yeah, with silliness.
yeah.
All right. Any other stuff to end it on?
Answering Zortanks' question, which is if we're talking about the one we were talking about earlier, it had a 300 pound-feet of torque.
Do we call it torque in Europe? Don't they call it something else? Don't they call it like like angle rods or something, right? Or like
Yeah, angle rods, that sounds
or
right.
so like it would be like a seesaw, right? So like a seesaw would have torque. So you could be like it has like 300 metric liter Willy Wally twerk or twerks. All right, twerk's got it. Love it.
Not 330, just 300
No, you got to convert it though.
of torque. Oh, I don't,
Yeah, it's you got to convert it to the other units, man.
of twist of
No, twist is American. I remember like chubby checkers do the twist.
oh.
Okay, we're good. Thanks for anybody that stuck around. We'll see you in a week where the goal is for me to beat this damned game in 10 minutes and then Landon to show us the clock in his racing game.
Well,
And
we gotta
ideally you
we
need
gotta
to get
look
a
at
you need to get us sponsored by Gran Turismo.
Newton meters. Yeah,
So get on that.
it's still torque though, right? Like it's torque is just like the the action or the motion.
Zortank said Newton is for weight. No, Newton is a cookie.
Newton meter, right? Because it's force by distance.
All right. We'll talk to you next week, man.
Something. All right. I don't. All right. Sounds good. Hey, well, as always, thanks everyone for hanging out. We will see you next time, where Dre will beat this game in 10 minutes, start to
From
finish, no
from
hit.
from where I'm at. From where
Oh,
I'm at. From the
okay.
passcode that was on the screen up
Yeah.
until a second
Yeah.
ago.
All right. Yeah. Sorry.
I
Trying to
will beat from that.
manage
All right.
expectations here. All right. See ya.
Talk to you later.